It starts when they are 4, sometimes even younger, joining the older women walking miles each day for clean water for their families. From there, every aspect of a girl's life school, safety, health, economic opportunity, safe childbirth is impacted by the lack of access to safe water and sanitation.
Water is life, yet nearly 2 billion people worldwide lack access towards safe drinking water, and millions more struggle with inadequate sanitation. Let me ask Anisha to elaborate on how we plan to combat the problem of clean water and sanitation.
193 countries, 17 goals, but one ambitious vision. In the year 2015, members of the United Nations agreed upon the Agenda for Sustainable Development, a plan dedicated for fulfilling the peace and prosperity for both our people and the planet. At the heart of this plan are the 17 Sustainable Developmental Goals to be achieved by the year 2030. We believe that water and sanitation are at the very core of these SDGs, critical for the survival of the people and this planet. Water is the very foundation for the prosperity that we require and is much needed. Access to safe water and safe sanitation can not only lead to improved economic development but also improved health conditions of the people living in rural areas. This approach can be supported through locally led businesses. But where do we entrepreneurs come in this? We act as a bridge between microfinance institutions and rural homes, connecting rurals to have access to safe water, sanitation, and uninterrupted services.
For this purpose and a one-stop solution, we came up with AquaRevive. AquaRevive is a type of procedure where wastewater is obtained from sewages, drainages, sumps, etc. and is recycled to provide clean water. The impure water is passed through a series of mechanisms or processing machines and finally results in pure water. The mechanism works with 4 main machines. Number 1, the cleaning reactor. This consists of the pre-aeration stage, where wastewater is freshened and mixed to keep the solids in suspension. Freshening typically involves various treatment methods, such as chemical treatment to neutralize harmful substances, biological treatment to break down organic matter, and disinfection to kill harmful microorganisms. The next stage in the cleaning reactor is screening, where big solids and wastes are filtered out and removed. Next comes the grit settling chamber, where smaller, finer particles like sand and gravel settle in the bottom, which are then pumped into a grit classifier and hauled to a landfill. Next comes the Anoxic Reactor. We will install one which would basically help in removing harmful organic carbon compounds and nitrogen from wastewater. This happens because there is an absence of oxygen which leads to varied redox reactions. Next is an Aerobic Reactor. This machine basically uses oxygen, which comes from aerators or blowers, to break down contaminants and other pollutants like nitrogen and phosphorus. Lastly, we have the membrane tanks. These allow water to pass through but stop unwanted substances from it, if any, and also contain water filters which act as the final purification step for water. After all of this, the water is transferred to an accessible clear well.
All of our mechanisms will have a technology called SCADA installed. SCADA basically means Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition, which gathers and analyzes real-time data. So as soon as it detects that the water can be passed on to the next stage, it will do so automatically and mechanically. Achieving this goal means investing in infrastructure, promoting hygiene education, and empowering communities to manage their water resources sustainably. Because it's not just about providing water, it's about teaching people and making them free from the fear of water scarcity. Water diseases are preventable. No one should have to lose their life to it. But too many people still do to this day. And together with AquaRevive, we can change that. With AquaRevive, we can ensure that clean water and sanitation become a reality for everyone.